Hello, good afternoon, our esteemed viewer. Welcome to Sport Hobby. I am Salifu Usman, and today I'm being joined by our in-house analyst, Mr. Fidelis Akahome. He's a regular, but so for some time now he has unavoidably absent, but now he has made a surprise return today.
Good afternoon, sport fans. It feels good to be here again. I apologize for being absent all this long.
Okay, your apology is highly accepted.
Okay.
The fiasco between Nigerians and Libya is still very much fresh in the minds of Nigerians, even the soccer fans across the globe. And the Nigerian Minister of Sport has insisted that the Libyan deliberately maltreated Nigerians. The match that was expected to hold on Tuesday, due to that maltreatment and up and down issues, the Confederation of African Football decided to put off that match. Now we are waiting the decisions of the CAF. But while we are waiting the decision of the CAF, the Nigerian Minister of Sport insists that the Libyan deliberately maltreated Nigerians in the word of the Nigerian officials that they were after landed in they were expected to land in Bagazi, but after despite diverted their flight to just a mini airport in Al-Abraq, no officials of the Libyan Football Federation were around to receive the team. The team was stranded for almost 16 hours, over 16 hours, and at the end of the day, the Nigerian football decided, well, we cannot go ahead with this match if we cannot be received, and they decided to make a U-turn back to Nigeria. Mr. Fidelis, I believe you have also watched all the up and down, all the comment that follow that scenario. In your view, they are now the minister insisted that the Nigerians were deliberately maltreated, Libya deliberately maltreated the Nigerian team.
Yeah, for me, quite honestly, first of all, it's disheartening that the Super Eagles team had to go through such an unimaginable treatment from the Libyan side. And in my own view, I'll have to agree with what the sports minister have said, because going by every indication, it is clear that the Libyan team had an agenda which they needed to carry out. Sure, we all agree that okay, delays could happen, and there could be one or two reasons why. Okay, when you land at the airport, you could be delayed, or you could be stranded for like an hour or two. That's understandable. But being stranded at the airport for 16 hours, no, I think there is something which the Libyan Football Federation has not come out to say. Now, even after while all those things happened, we kept getting reports on social media by the Super Eagles team members, like the likes of Boniface and the team captain, Trust Akon. Yeah, they kept updating Nigerians through their social media handles how things were going. It was surprising that even with that long hours, there was nobody to even talk to them. You could see how they were at the airport, lying down on the seats, nobody to attend to them, nothing, nobody to say anything. And within that long 16 hours, no information from the Libya Football Federation, nothing from their footballing body, nothing. Nobody said anything. So it is quite clear that they had an agenda to carry out. And also, why we are blaming the Libya Football Federation, in my opinion, I see no reason why why CAF would have even allowed Libya to host a game in their country.
But let me come in. Yes, you are trying to see that the Libyan Football Federations, on their own account, they say that what the Super Eagles went through, it is what is normal. It's not uncommon. That is something that normally happens in air travel situation. But you may ask. But yet, if you look at the picture you are seeing on the screen, it looks like somebody who, like in the word of Nigeria, somebody who just jacked back without any going for any official arrangement. The Super Eagles were generally going for an official arrangement or official travel, and all of a sudden they have to be subjected to this kind of maltreatment as the people who don't know where they are going or who are not on official journey. But they say Libya Football Federation say there's no any foul play. That it is one of those scenarios that those who are accustomed to the air traveling normally pass through. And they also went ahead of that. Even them, when they came to Nigeria, they were also suffered the same fate.
You know why they make that argument? I will still stand on the fact that Number one, even though there are some things that are quite um, that people go through in air travel, there is also the part that okay, African football will still have a lot to do in terms of logistics, making sure that things go smoothly without issues. African football still have a lot to go through that. But then these people traveled, like you pointed out, they traveled. It's not like the Libya Federation was not aware that the Super Eagles team was traveling to Libya. Now, if such a thing should happen, they landed at the airport. They didn't land at the airport of another country. They landed in a Libyan airport, right? So the easiest thing for them to have done is okay. You could have easily have reached out to somebody. Oh, the Nigerian football team is at the airport. Go and meet them, stay with them. But for 16 hours, 13 hours, 10 hours, 16 hours, nobody to even talk with the Super Eagles team. No, there is no there is no case for that. There is nothing they can say to defend that. And like I was saying earlier, I understand that okay, the Libya they may try to, because even I think later on the Libya Football Federation, they gave a statement on their social media handles that was after the NFF has agreed that okay, they will not play the match against Libya. You could, from their statement, you could see that they had everything planned out and it was going according to their arrangement. Look at the bus that they gave the Super Eagles team.
You mean the one that Victor Boniface described as a Shakava bus?
That's like a shuttle bus, man. You are coming to pick for international players, not like you're picking some local school team. You are picking international players. There should be standards to these things. There should be standards to these things. You don't go pick a national team player with that kind of like. Come on.
Okay, and okay. Also, yesterday there was also another report that emanated from Libyan National on their website, say that the Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Tonga, apologized to Libya government for that, for Nigeria to pull out for that man. Although thank God the minister aid came out immediately at the evening of yesterday to debunk that. There was a communication between the Nigerian foreign affairs minister and the Libyan top government official, but the minister never apologized. But the minister stood there that they were not happy the way, the manner of which the Nigerian player was subjected to cast through that. And somebody also say that if at all the such maltreatment should happen within African football, it shouldn't have happened to a mighty country like Nigeria. Are we really mighty?
Yeah. Like, if it were those days, I'm not sure the Libyan team would even think of something like this against Nigeria. I think the only form of battle we had back in the days was just, okay, this is Super Eagles, we have to do whatever we have to do to make sure we beat them. But going to this extent of subjecting the team to this type of situation, no, it's nothing would have thought of this back in the days. No, I don't see anything that would have thought of this back in the days. So even down to what you were talking about, that the minister apologized to the Libyan team. I have to agree that the minister really did not do that.
No, the minister came out in a statement through his essay on media to say that he never make any apologies to Libya.
Because that would be embarrassing if actually he had done that. If anybody should be apologizing in the whole of this, it should be the Libyan team. And quite honestly, there has to be sanction against the Libyan team. First of all, I see no reason why the Libyan team should be allowed to host a football match in their country. It is clear, it's on record, that Libya has been declared as a failed state. You don't organize a footballing competition in a failed state. There are bound to be things like this when you allow such a scenario. So
but the same country you call a failed state, that they are not supposed to hold the match. Yeah, that same Tuesday, there was an African football qualifying match between Sudan and the Black Star of Ghana. Sudan don't have, because of the war in Sudan, we moved their home match to Libya, and there was not any clear or breach of security.
Sure, even if there was there would be no breach of security. You know, when you allow events to go on in a country like this, when things like this happen, you could see how the Libyan team now, they are not trying to defend themselves.
Okay,
They will try as much as
Mr.
possible
Mr. Fidelis,
to defend themselves.
because of time, now the Confederation of African Football have set up a committee headed by Senegalese Kane to look into this matter. So, from your own view, what do you think is the right decision? What do you expect this committee to do?
Whatever they have to do, they should do it. But we need a resolution that the Libyan team has been sanctioned for this act that they carried out on the Super Eagles team. Okay. It shouldn't be allowed again. Okay,
Mr. Kenny, you heard there, you need, with the Nigerians, particularly according to Akwa Ibom, we need a resolution that the Libyans should be sanctioned for to serve as a deterrent going forward. Then, hold your thought, we still have very much available on the sport of it, but we're going for a short break. We will come back shortly. Much around on the sport of it. Now we are being joined by our own Mr. Alpha Ashu.
Thank you for holding forth for me while I was away.
Okay, thank you very much. Early this morning, it was midnight, the Nigerian Flamingos get on their way their African World Cup tournament in Republican Dominic, and they trashed New Zealand 4-1. After looking at that match, and the Olokere girls keeping to their promise, started on the sound footing. What is your impression on this match?
Of course, for me, no surprises when you look at that match. And first of all, when you even look at the pedigree of New Zealand when it comes to football, whether male or female, then this time when you even talk about female, you know that the New Zealand girls will be no match for our girls. Then talking about it, a lot of times when we go for this tournament, for me that's the worry really. It's not facing New Zealand. You know, usually we started good like this. By the time we get maybe we win our first 3 games, you start hearing coaches now telling we are going all the way, we'll do this, we'll do that. Then maybe we'll get to the second round and we'll meet, you know, a proper football playing nation and we get knocked out. So for me, I feel it's a good result. It's always good to win your first game in the tournament, but we should not get ahead of ourselves. Let's take one game as it comes. So for now, I don't expect the coaches or the players to start sounding too confident, because I mean this is just New Zealand. We still have so many games to play going forward.
Mr. Olokere and your girls, I think we heard from Ashu directly that this is not the time to celebrate. Yes, for a sound good to stand on the sound footing, but it is not the time to celebrate. Mr. Olokere, Fidelis, thrashing New Zealand 4-0, that has also said 4-1 has also said exposed Nigerian to other opponents to look at their next match against Ecuador. And Ecuador also won their own opening match. That means it's going to be a tight class for these two strong who will lead the group. What do you expect from Nigeria against Ecuador?
For me, first of all, I have to comment them for quite a very good win. Winning 1-0, 2-1, you think, okay, it's a game of luck. But then scoring 4 goals, it shows that, okay, they have the capacity to score goals. Because that's one of the areas where most teams find it difficult. You can defend as much as you want, but when you don't have that capacity to score goals, how long can you defend? But for now, it's clear that, okay, the team, they have the quality, the players that is needed to score goals. And like Alpha pointed out, I think the challenge we are mostly having is when we face real footballing nations, we need to find a way to be able to beat these people. Not like when we trash teams like New Zealand, but when you face teams like Brazil, Germany, when you face teams like that, you see that when you ask most Nigerians, they will tell you, oh, this is Japan, this is Germany, this is Brazil. I'm not sure we can beat them. So I think they should try and find a way to be able to disappoint us when it gets to that stage. It should be able to meet those teams and win them instead of just having an early glory and being comfortable with it.
Well, Flamingos, congratulations to you, and we heard from my 2 guys here. Yes, they commend you for starting well, but he's trying to conserve some energy and waiting for the bigger team. Alpha, also, another interesting thing that happened yesterday, probably yesterday, this week, was the election of Oshodi as the president of Confederation of Africa Table Tennis. This is the first time we are having a Nigerian heading a continental football body, and I hope to me it's come as a big relief for Nigeria, and to me it's a big development because we can't pride ourselves as a first football in Africa, as a giant of Africa, and most of the continental football body are not being run by Africa. Okay, look at for this and what happened at the football. Exactly. Even when some people were even asking where is Amaju Pinnick in all that scenario. So I don't want to divide. Several African continental football body, bowling, but all are being headed either by a French-speaking country, some countries that are not even off to my state where I come from, Kogi. You have their citizens heading the football body, continental body. But for the first time, I commend Oshodi for his doggedness. He was the vice president, now he has stepped up. So, in your advice, what do you think Oshodi should do to justify his election?
Oshodi is someone who I've followed for many years, and I think it was exciting because when you talk about table tennis in Nigeria, administration, the first name that comes is Oshodi. And for him to ascend to this enviable position is really a good one, and we can only hope that when it comes to table tennis in Africa, Nigeria is the first to reckon with. So I expect that with his leadership should serve as a springboard to only deepen the game of table tennis in Nigeria, and I think it should be an opportunity to groom more talent because we are tired of hearing Aaron Okodri. That's the name that comes to mind. Prior to Aaron Okodri used to be Toriola and this other one. Oshaneke. So we need new names in table tennis. So if, whether I like it or not, the like of Quadri will soon quit the stage. So who takes on him? I understand Oshodi, of course, during his time, a lot of table tennis clinics have been ongoing, but I can't really pinpoint what talents have been able to, emerge from those competitions. So I expect that, with his leadership of course, yes, it's leadership of ATTM, which is done with Africa, but you can leverage that to also use it to develop table tennis in Nigeria.
Yes, talking of leverage, Mr. Fidelis, the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation, headed by Ishaku Tiku, and now he has an African person as the head of African football tennis body. So what do you think the synergy that they also, just like Afro said, that will rub on Nigeria positively?
With his emergence, I think there comes the big question as well. Can Nigeria take advantage of this opportunity? That is the big question. Because I think the best thing he can do, like Alpha pointed out, is talent hunts. Go for talent, organize local events, go for talent, synergize with the National Tennis Federation. Synergize and groom talent. This guy, Haruna Quadri, he can't be there forever, just like you said. Soon he will be out of the stage. It's time to groom talent. And now that Nigeria has someone at the top whom we can easily run to if it's for support, guidance, even for funding or what the likes. We have somebody up there who we can easily run to now. So it's time for us to take advantage of that opportunity to groom talent who will take the stage when the likes of Haruna Quadri steps aside, because whether we like it or not, with time he will definitely step aside.
Yeah, Wahidi, we know you have more now, more responsibility now. You are is now Africa is now your constituency, not just Nigerians alone. But we want to know, we will appreciate that after your 4 years or year tenure, that Africa will be able to record that during your time, this is development, table tennis have weakness in Africa, not just in Nigeria. Now, let's move to the despite the just like Afro normally see, it is only Nigeria Premier League. There's no international when other league are on break because for international matches, Nigeria leagues will lose, and so for matches go down yesterday and yesterday. So let's look at the result of the match yesterday. Canopilla have a better side of Enugu Rangers.
Look like since Ahmed Musa Ahmed Musa has been firing on all cylinders for Canopilla, so it was 4-3. Initially the result at the point was 4-0. So I'm surprised that this scoreline ended. But for me, the most interesting result so far has been Lobby Stars. Since then the Bull Amokachi took over, played 2 games, 2 draws, yet to lose a match. The first game against Tornadoes was 1-1, then this time around against El Kanemi Warriors 2-2 also. Maybe Mokachi seems to be getting 1 or 2 things right so far. Then, of course, Akwa United 3-0 over Sunshine Stars, same for National United 3-0 over Abia Warriors. So a good result it was for National United and Akwa United. Then for Eyimba, of course, also drawing Niger Tornadoes, just like Lobby Stars did last weekend. So, of course, other interesting matches to look forward to today and during the weekend.
Okay, former Super Eagles captain, is the former Super Eagles captain? Is still the Super Eagles captain? He has not officially retired. I don't know if it has been said to him again. But Ahmed Musa, the other time when he come for a short while to play for Canopilla, he only restricts himself for a whole match. Yeah. Now he has decided to travel on the road, and he travel all the way from Kano to Enugu with another former Super Eagles player, Sheikh Abdullahi, all went together. And just like you say, their inclusion has begun to give some impetus to Canopilla. So, what do Ahmed Musa play in the Nigerian league? What do you think advantage has bring to the Nigerian league? I also see that he has drawn some fans into the stadium.
Of course, exactly.
Sure, like you said, it has made some fans to be more interested in the local league, and also now it shows that with time, when other people retire, definitely they will also try to consider the local league as part of their retirement plan. Yeah. I think Ahmed Musa has just set that stage, and this is something we've not seen before now. So it's quite a very good move from Ahmed Musa. And just to, while Alpha has already done the breakdown of the scoreboard, I think one thing I have to point out about the Nigeria Premier League now is the improvement that they've made so far. Gone are the days where when you see Nigeria fixture table, you are sure of the home team will win, or the game is going to end in a 1-0 win, or it's going to end in a draw. There is no way that an away team will win. But now you see away team winning by 4 goals, 3 goals. So this is quite an improvement on the Nigeria Premier League, and we hope that while other players plan their retirement, they will also try to plan on how they can retire playing for their local league, being a source of inspiration to local players, trying to build their confidence, and try to make them see that the local league, playing in the local league does not mean you're a loser. Exactly. You can be an international star and still play in your local league. You do not have to retire in Chelsea, in Manchester United. No.
Or go to the MLS.
Yes, playing in your local league is still quite a form of achievement.
Yes, I like that point you bring. Playing in your local after some time. Just Brazilian players, even Argentine players,
most South American players
do this after some time. They go back home. So it is a good development that Ahmed Musa came back to Nigeria, and now he's playing in Nigeria. Nigeria, and at the same time, if you look at that scoreline yesterday, 4-0 started. I was something I was maybe the players is open up. We're looking at Musa, or they're forgetting that they are competing with him. By the time they know it's only almost 4 goals, but when they came back in the second half, they were able to reduce that. But looking at the lobby, and you're trying to commit the bull for 2 matches he has played so far without any defeat, but without any victory as well. He went to Niger Tornadoes, he get the 1-2, and now he played at home yesterday in the adopted home, and they also hosted the Meduguri Warriors, Academy Warriors, and it's still 2-2. In the first match again, in the first match, they were leading. It was towards the dying minute.
90 minutes.
They equalized, and it's like the same scenario. So what do you think Amokachi needs to do more? Because this draw will not help him. You are losing points, and Academy Warriors, kudos to them. They are here to draw. They are here to not to win, but they hardly lose.
For me, I feel, whenever a coach comes, especially when a coach is sacked, when the season hasn't even gone far, a new coach comes, sometimes you don't expect him to. But so far, so good for me, if you ask me. Out of 2 matches, if it's an exam of 100, you can say he has scored 50%. So for me, it's a good start. Then I feel that as time goes on, the team will begin to improve. But don't forget that before the coach was started, Louis Stars hadn't even won any match. The coach won a match on Saturday, and on Sunday he was sacked, and Amokachi is now here. And I feel, coaching-wise, Amokachi is more experienced than the previous coach, having at least been at the level of being assistant coach at the Super Eagles, having led the Chan Eagles. So you expect that at that level he has more experience. So, and I think he's someone who also understands the Nigerian league, haven't even played in this league himself. So
not just playing, he was a coach of Nasarawa United.
Nasarawa United, yes,
many years,
exactly, yes. So that's why I feel that for Lobi Stars, if she's given the right support, moving forward, I think I'm expecting to begin to see improvement in results.
Yeah, there's a positive development in the European Premier League this season. Just like Hekome said, now we are having Ahmed Musa playing the league, so have like playing. We also have Amokachi, Finidi the George, and all our ex-national, their name being associated with the local league. Well, let's go on continental. The Confederation of Africa, CAF, have announced that Morocco will host the CAF Champions League. Fidelis, the same Morocco hosted the last edition, and the same Morocco again. The same Morocco hosted the last African Women Nations Cup last 2 years ago. The same Morocco are about to host another. They are going to host that.
They are going to host the AFCON.
They are going to host AFCON. Everything Morocco. It's like Nigeria, Africa football has come Morocco.
To be honest, I think Morocco seems to be the face of African football for now. Maybe since the last World Cup, since their performance at the last World Cup, they seem to be the face of African football. I think even recently, is it Kanu Nwankwo or Coach? I think it's Kanu Nwankwo. He was even predicting Morocco to win the next AFCON. So somehow they seem to be the face of African football, and with the challenges that Nigeria is going through currently. So I think they are just trying to see how they can take advantage of the opportunity that is being presented to them according to their performance in recent times. So personally, I think I don't see anything bad in it as long as it is a plus for Africa. I think it's good to be.
I think Morocco they are preparing ground for their plan to host the World Cup. They are trying to build a joint bid with Spain.
2030.
Spain and
centenary of the World Cup. Spain, Portugal,
and Morocco. Now they are preparing host all this competition. So, but in terms of facilities, because we are strong to have facilities, and Morocco are having about hosting this and hosting the competition. The advantage it gives you confidence of to develop potential. What can Nigeria learn? Are we destined that we can?
No, for Morocco, just like you already said what Papilo said. If you studied Morocco football, all these things you are seeing Morocco reap now, these are investments of 20, 30 years ago. Morocco took a deliberate effort to invest in facilities, in players over like 20 years ago, gradually, and we can see eventually they became first African nation to make it to the semi-final of the World Cup. There was some video I saw recently where someone did a tour of facilities. Almost in every neighborhood in Morocco, there is a standard stadium for just children around that neighborhood to train. So you see all over Morocco, there are standard facilities all over. So that's why, Morocco is now a country who at the shortest notice, they can host any tournament. So that is why, you won't blame CAF. Especially, we know the situation of a lot of teams in Africa now have just one.
Don't have stadium to host the match.
Nigeria, as big as we have just one stadium. Even our MK stadium here is not even CAF standard, except the Goswe Akpabio stadium. So you won't really blame CAF Because I mean, these tournaments must go on, but someone has to host it. If Morocco present themselves as readily available to host, then why not give it to them?
Well, thank you. Just like you say, every neighborhood within Morocco is being converted to sport fields. Contrarily, in Nigeria, where all the neighborhood is being converted to shopping mall, all the big man will diverted to the estate.
Exactly.
Well, I think one day we'll learn and we'll realize that there's a need to build a plan for the younger generation. Because the future is sport, and in a country that is strongly insecurity here and there, the only way to get us and to provide enough a job for our teaming youth that are coming is sport is the only way. So that is the most we can take on to this edition of the Sport Orbit. Mr. Alpha, thank you for joining us midway into the program. And my Hakomer, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Salih.
My name is Salih Usman. Until come your way again for the next edition of the Sport Orbit, remain blessed.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advertisements, please contact 080-3688-6155.